Hello everyone and welcome back to Faves of 15 with me, William Strife, and this is the final episode where I'm looking at The Hand of Fate, a game that I have spent a lot of time over this past year playing and enjoying intensely. So, Faves of 15, games that I played over the year of 2015 and have greatly enjoyed. Also, games that were released in this year of 2015. So, let's get right back into the game, shall we?
Another round, and our game truly begins.
Okay, so we'll go into story mode. And we get to choose the next boss. It is now the Queen of Dust.
A bold woman, this one. She did not collapse when the Empire did. No, she took up arms, organized her people, and vowed that in a country where death had gathered, she would be the one dealing it. So,
Ring of Survival. Well, let's move some of these in and out of your deck. So, Mercenary Contract and Demolysis, if I'm saying that right, I'm probably not. These don't really interest me all that much. These are artifacts that have limited uses. As you can see, there's a number on them. And usually you hit your, I believe, right bumper whenever you have these in your inventory during combat, and you activate them. My problem is that I don't like, consumables. Granted, these have they are extremely useful, especially during boss battles, or at least some of them are. But for now, I don't really care for these. I prefer to go for the artifacts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the Angel Wings and the Helm of Reflection in my deck. And I don't think that there's anything else. Yeah, that's pretty much everything. So we've got... Wait, how much damage do these maces do? Inspect. These do 27 damage, and the axe does 25. So we'll swap these axes out for the mace. And that's how many deck cards I need in my deck for this round. So we'll go back and we'll modify the encounters deck. We have to add extra things. So I'm just going to add some of these cards that come from the base game, and I'm going to look through if there's anything that I want to get rid of here. We can remove Dead Man's Gorge for some of these new things. Let's put in Treasure Chest. Let's remove the Winding Path and put in the Helpful Priest. What else do we want to get rid of? Let's get rid of the river. That's not too fascinating. And let's put in the Crucible. So, there we go. That's all the encounters we need. Let's go back and let's start this round.
Now we play for the cup, the first of my symbols.
God, you know what I love about this? Watching him dealing the cards for the first time that you go into a new section of the deck. Or whenever you go for a new challenge. There's this whole process. I love watching the cards float around like this.
I've added some cards to spice up the game. In addition to the pain and gain decks, there are now blessings and curses. Choose your steps carefully.
Alright, so we ran into the Maiden first. Now we've run into Lionel again.
I'm starting to wonder if you're simply leaving this card in as a quick way to get your hands on a shield.
Are we gonna get lucky? Nope, not lucky. We just start with the normal, we just get the normal shield. Eventually you get a blessing, or with the final boss of each tier, you end up gaining a relic that sits next to the cabinet of cards, and it gives you bonuses to, give you a better start for each round that you play. And at some point, one of the artifacts guarantees that you start with a shield and a weapon that is an artifact and not just like a cruddy old sword or an axe. So that's a bonus. Mr. Lionel eventually becomes completely useless. So we'll move forward. Hitch a ride.
It's better than trudging along a muddy road.
Let's turn back, and we'll check this card out. The Landlocked Lubber. All right, so this is from the DLC that I've purchased, and this is one of my favorite quests. So let's listen to the story of the Landlocked Lubber as it begins.
A challenge for you, and a token if you succeed.
The door to the landlocked lubber opens with a creak, breaking the silence of it like a thunderclap in a tomb. The proprietor greets you. Welcome, traveler. Before I can treat you with our hospitality, I must ask a very important question. Have you seen, heard, or, God forbidden, smelled a kraken? Alright, so I can reply two ways. Let's just say, what's a kraken? The landlord stares at you in disbelief. He proceeds to rant and rave for nearly an hour about the dangers, claws, feeding patterns, and scents of the kraken. After which you learn that his name is Carlo. In years past, he sailed the seas as a captain. He now owns this inn and stays as far away from the sea as possible. After giving you some time to enjoy the warmth and some stale bread, Carlo approaches you. I've heard rumors of boats going missing from the small village port of Norwich. No survivors, no witnesses. Norwich port is run by bandits, thieves, and smugglers. There's no way to know what's really happening there. Perhaps you could have a look around and find out more. I would go, of course, but I have this place to look after. Carlo gestures to the empty, damp-ridden flea hole that he calls home. This card's token is now yours.
Take the token. It is yours.
Okay, so that is the beginning of the landlocked lover, and it becomes a much more stretched out quest than you may imagine. But take a trip in the carriage?
A horse is a fine companion. I'm sure you'll leave this one in time. You do not seem to have the temperament for friends, even in the animal kingdom.
So, Twisted Canyon.
This game is still only beginning. New rules, new tools, new abilities. We have far to go as yet.
Whoop, success. Okay, so the canyon, climb down very carefully, make my way to the bottom, and I draw one weapon card. Alright, it's Frostfang, does 25 damage. Ice. Equipment with this trait imbued with glacial power. Lizard men are especially susceptible to ice damage. So, lizard men typically breathe fire, so it's not surprising that they are susceptible to ice damage. So, press left bumper to shoot a cone of ice. So, we're going to go ahead and equip this. It's much better than what I'm using. Move forward. Helpful Priest.
Priests, gods, and eternal damnations. I have no truck with any of it.
You meet a wandering priest who greets you in a friendly manner. For a small share of your provisions, I will bless you in the name of the old gods. So I can give the priest half of my food or I can decline. In this case, just to be adventurous. Normally I wouldn't do this because, half of my food, that's a lot. I'm going to give the priest half my food and I'm going to see how this pans out. Just to be adventurous, and I have chances of success and failure.
A choice. Select your desire.
That's easy. Huge success. He speaks in the language of the old religion for several minutes and then gently touches your forehead. It is done. Draw 2 blessing cards. This card's token is now yours.
Blessings will remain always active and are never removed. Unless you die, of course. Then you're back where you began, as always.
Okay, so, the Helpful Priest is a multi-tiered card. Whenever you get a success on one, you end up getting the next one. I don't know where it stops because I haven't played the game extensively enough to know, but it becomes increasingly difficult to get a huge success, which is needed to gain the next tier, to gain the token of the card, I believe. So, Wrath of the Old Gods, that's the blessing that I get. At the beginning of every battle, the Old Gods throw down thunder upon one of your enemies. So, it deals damage to one of my enemies.
Useful.
And then Holy Touch. The undead that physically strike the player may receive damage themselves. Okay, so I kind of have a Thorns effect against the undead. That's great. Move on to the next tile. We've found a shop. This is good. Let's go into the shop. I am in much need of some food. The provisions that I got from the maiden were a little bit scarce. So let's buy some... Let's check the items first at the very least. We don't have anywhere near enough money to purchase anything, so maybe we can sell... Nope, our old rusty axe is not available to sell, so we will have to choose to purchase food.
I'm sure you are grateful for that. Every step you take consumes food, but you will also heal as you proceed.
Every little bit helps, so...
A terrifying walk to get to the Queen. So many potential places for an assailant to get the upper hand.
Okay, so Rockfall. This is one of the cards that the dealer put into the deck specifically to hinder me, and it's one of the challenges of this level of the quest. So, while journeying near the coast, you hear a rumble overhead. Falling rocks force you to take cover. Attempt to dodge. Okay, so I have 3 chances to fail, 1 chance to succeed. Oh boy. You slip and stumble into the path of the Rockfall. The dealer draws you 2 pain cards. 10 health, lost, and 5 health. Okay, so I only lost 15 health. I turned out very lucky.
Ouch.
Just when you think it's over, you're knocked unconscious by a large rock striking your unprotected head. A good warrior always wears a helmet. You awaken hours later to find that some of your supplies are missing, so I've lost 1 food as well. And I've lost 3 gold, which puts me down to nothing.
Were you hoping this was the end? No. Another flaw awaits. You are close on her trail, and more confident than I had imagined. Perhaps you will play beyond this mark, and we will see your true mettle.
Oh, thank God. Success. You dodge the rocks by ducking into a small cave. A few minutes later, you emerge and climb around the new rockfall. You hear a voice somewhere above you. Did it hurt him? Run up and attack the bandits or flee. I'm gonna attack the bandits. The dealer draws you 2 monster cards, a 3 of dust and a 3 of dust. So I have 6 bandits to take out. If I'm lucky, I won't be too hindered by this. So, hopefully, 6 bandits won't be too difficult to take out. Just continue countering these guys one at a time. Aha! Whoa! Counter. Don't want to get caught. I'm used to dodging more than anything else because countering becomes extremely difficult later in the game with uncounterable attacks. Alright, so I succeeded. Hopefully we can get, okay, 2 equipment cards. A mace.
Perfect for bludgeoning the undead.
Does 27 damage, so I'm not going to bother with this. It only does a little bit more damage, and I find the cold effect to be much better, so...
In my day, we simply avoided being wounded. Healing will suffice, however.
He's always got a comment, doesn't he? So, healing cap. Any healing that the player receives is doubled. That's great. Let's move back the other way. Treasure chest.
Treasure chest. What more iconic emblem of success could we imagine?
While exploring a dungeon, you see a treasure chest at the end of a hall. The chest may hold great wealth, but the chamber may be trapped. Alright, so I either walk away or I approach it. Given the situation, I think I'm going to approach this and do my... I hope that it's got something valuable in it because, well, I need something to sell off because I need gold and I need food, so... 2 chances for failure while approaching the chest. Oh. Suddenly hear a click. Okay, so the room begins to fill with deadly gas. Attempt to escape. 2 chances to fail. I have no clue. I'm bad at these things. You dive through the billowing cloud and reach the other side safely. You approach the treasure chest.
We play for a token now.
The chest looks battered but still intact. What treasure might it hold? Okay, so I can attempt to pry it open. 3 chances for success. It's really being difficult on me here. Ah, whew. I didn't know what on earth to select. After a mighty heave, the lock gives way and the spoils are yours. The dealer draws you 4 gain cards and the card's token is now mine. So I got 20 gold, 1 equipment, medium armor. So no different than what I've already got. Oh no, I've replaced my light armor. 25 gold. 25 gold. So that's all 4 cards, and now I get the token. That is great. Let's move on.
Your
Dead King's Hall.
provisions are running low. Can you press on?
4 of dust, and a 2 of skulls. Attempt to take them by surprise. 2 massive successes, and... I think it's this one. Yes, huge success. Suddenly, you leap into the fray, taking out one of them before the... taking one of them down before they can even react. So we're going to get rid of the dust, because that's 4 enemies, and we've only got 2 skulls to take on now.
Now we begin to raise the stakes.
Okay, so I'm really moving slow. And as unfortunate as it is, traps are now starting to show up on the map. Also, you saw I was moving really slow, and that's because of the challenge for this level of the, for this leg of my quest. As part of the challenge for this boss, the more gold I carry, the slower I move. So I really need to find myself a,
an item that tells you how to move quickly, but tempts you to take your time.
So I really need to find myself a vendor. So, reveals stairs encounter upon entering a level and grants a gold bonus for revealing every encounter on a level. So that's nice.
Really? Is that what you're going to do?
10 food, thank God. It's exactly what I need. And 5 health, don't really need it, but appreciated nonetheless. Bandit attack.
Bandits, eh? Make an enemy of one, and you've made an enemy of all. One can't help but admire their single-mindedness.
A group of bandits suddenly attacks. The King of Dust isn't happy about your killing his men. The dealer draws you 1 monster card. 2 of Dust. No problem. Even weighted down as I am, I shouldn't have too much trouble here. I'll just wait for them to come to me. And the lightning effect that I have on one of my blessings took one of them out. So, no problem whatsoever. I'm having a very good run. The dealer draws me 1 gain card. 15 gold, so I'll be weighted down even further. Let's hope that this next one is a shop. Yes, call for the priest. Alright, let's approach the shop. Can I remove the curse? Alright, so this is a particular feature here. There are curses that can be applied to you throughout the game via, you know, chance of misfortune. However, the curse that's imposed upon you by the dealer is made just unbelievably large. So as you can see, it costs 300 gold to take this curse off of me. It's not reasonable to imagine that I will amass 300 gold in the short period of 1 card game. So the money bag curse is not going to come off of me, which is a bit unfortunate, but we'll see what we can do. High Constitution. This is a blessing that I can get. These are all blessings that I can get, and they're all kind of pricey, but I can afford at least 1 of them because of how much money I have on me. So we can do High Constitution. Whenever the player eats food, they gain twice the usual healing. That might actually compound with my Helm of Healing. I'm not certain. Toxic Blood. Any hit on the player during combat has the chance to poison the attacker. And Arcane Knowledge. Whenever the player uses an artifact, there is a 30% chance of immediately reducing its cooldown time by 80%. Let's see how much the food costs, and whether or not I have stuff to sell off. So, 18 food, 18 gold for 5 food, which is the best deal available. Do I have any items to sell? I have a mace. Let's sell off the mace because this is something I don't need. We'll go back. We'll buy this blessing here, the Arcane Knowledge.
I made that a little too powerful. I will have to rebalance that next time.
And we'll buy the food. And now I'm down to 11 gold, so I won't be too hindered. But that looks good to me. Unless I want to buy some more food for the... Let's buy 3 more food for 11. And we're down to 0 gold. I won't be encumbered at all in my movements. So let's leave the shop. And now I can go ahead and equip my helm on the menu back here at the table.
You can always review your cards here.
Here we go. Let's equip the healing cap. Actually, let's equip the explorer's helm first, because I'm about to finish this level by revealing all the cards. 20 extra gold. Bingo. The Queen of Dust.
Noble causes turn to rotten enterprise. You may win this battle and send the Queen to her rightful end. Yet, what have you gained in the process?
Well, the Queen of Dust, the Desert Queen, is more lethal in battle and harder to kill than a regular bandit. Her blades are sharp, and she is frequently protected by a powerful crossbow. Okay.
Again, a token is at stake.
You found the Queen of Dust. There she is. A true bandit. Okay, I'm a wee bit on the slow side. Wah! Yeah! Let's get rid of this frickin' crossbow. Whoop! Whoop! Okay. Oh, it's so difficult whenever I move this slow. Ah! Get out of here, queen! Aha! I got her! And I've retrieved her card! The Queen of Dust, I have defeated.
Inevitable, I suppose. So often those who beat plowshare to sword die by the grim instruments of their industry. Still, she fought well and bravely, which is all I expect from my pawns and players.
Alright, so, now that I have beaten the Queen of Dust, the last of the first tier of enemies or bosses, I have unlocked the Goblet. So, the Goblet bestows upon me these features. Stronger counterattacks. Your counterattacks do more damage. Increased stun. My stunning attacks now render enemies dazed for longer periods of time. New starting gear. Your starting equipment has been upgraded, so now I should start with a shield and a better sword, something better than a rusty axe. And a bandit strength is increased. Bandits have had their strength increased. Skeleton strength is increased, and bandit throwing knives. Bandits now have throwing knives. Skeletons have had their strength increased as well. So, it's both good things and bad things, but at the same time, it's just balancing. It's fantastic. Now I have the Goblet artifact.
You have earned the first of the symbols of my power and passed the first gate. There is no turning back now. Previously I was merciful, but now I cannot be. It is begun. I crafted each of these cards over the course of years. You have taken them from me in mere moments.
Okay, well, let's find out what was in this token. Your meeting with Carlo of the Landlocked Lubber gains you this card. Smuggler's Wharf. For dealing with the helpful priest, you receive gain 15 health, Healer's Ring, and Charity. For plundering a locked treasure chest, you receive draw 2 cards, select 1 to keep, and Fool's Gold. And as a reward for beating the Bandit Queen, you receive the Jack of Plague, Asleep in the Forest, Field of Poppies, and Battle at Brooktop. And as a reward for defeating the Bandit Queen, I also unlock the Fleet Cuffs, the Armor of Cold, and the Huge Hammer.
Come, play again.
Well, that is everything for me, everyone. Thank you for watching Hand of Fate. This is the last episode of my Faves of 15, of the first game that I loved playing in 2015, and am still playing to this day, actually. It's a fantastic game. You can get it on Steam for a reasonable price, and I'm rather certain it's also available on the Xbox as well. Maybe it's also available on PlayStation. I haven't checked. Be certain to look around. I'll be certain to put information down in the description. But until next time, for more Faves of 15, this has been Hand of Fate. I'm William Strife. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you later. Bye!